with the older style of story maps, which was the classic story maps. That's actually the base that Sergio used to make the Athens layer time. That is still available. It is still archived in storymaps/classic.arcgis.com. So once in a while we get questions. If you've built a map in the classic style, how do you get to classic story maps? Okay, so the link is shared to that. But we will work with the most modern, the most recent version of story maps. So in this workshop, I'm going to pause a lot to allow people to catch up with us and learn how to use their own maps. And also remember, if you don't have access to Esri, you could use Knight's Lab to make a story map. So to use Knight's Lab, you just go to storymap.knightslab.com and click on Make a Story Map. I'm just going to go through a quick demo, and apparently I have to sign in with Google. So these are maps that I've made in the past, but I may want to make a new map, and you want to give the map a title, and I'm just going to say example map and create. Now it's going to take you to this page. You give it a title. Say I want to do a GIS day map. This is where text goes. And you can upload your own media. You can give credit to it. And just like I demonstrated in story maps, you can add your slides. And as you add your slides, it'll take you across different locations. I'm going to go to one that I started to create for GIS Day. And you can see you could upload a logo. And then GIS Day is located at Athens, in Athens, Georgia, at the UGA campus. And you can add information. And then when you're ready to share that map, it'll give you a link. And you can go to that link. And this is what a Knight's Lab map looks like. As you start to add your points, you can scroll from point to point, and it'll take you to those locations. So if you cannot follow along with us using Esri, because I know it can be a little difficult, tricky to get an Esri account sometimes, please feel free to use this platform, and the data is still available, and we'll go ahead and move forward. So GIS Day Everywhere, GIS Day, this is our workshop, and this is what a story map looks like that we've created for this workshop. Here is our flyer, here's information, some links, and this is kind of cool. This is something that you can actually do in a story map, is you could actually embed another story map into a story map. So you could have multiple layers of story maps within story maps within story maps. And what I've done here is I've given some information about this story map and embedded the Athens layer of time. And it has all the same functions that it would if you were on that site. And then you could scroll down and go to another story map. So it gives you that option. Something that I'll be going over today is how to bring in your own shape files if you created a map in Esri Online. This is the bus routes of Athens, and in that folder that I've shared, that's that Google Docs link, there's a shape file called bus routes, and that will be one of our examples. And then here is how to create this point map where you have different points. So as you follow along in this demo, we will show you how to place your points on a map, and then as you click on it, it will expand the map. There'll be information about it, and you can move to your next screen. And you can embed even more detailed maps. Here is the Sanford Stadium around UGA. Here's the arch, but it's on a different base map. So you may want to know where the arch is or how to drive to the arch. Another thing I will show you in just a bit is how to embed a video. So here is a video of Hardeefield, and you could put your map in the sidecar. And again, some information about the map contest, because I can't stress enough how excited we are to have this map contest. And credit to our department, Center for Geospatial Research, for making this possible. So how do you get your own data into a story map? So if you have an Esri account, first thing, and I know this is kind of hard to do because I'm not sure where everybody is, so I'm just going to ask you, if you complete a section, please raise your hand and we will go to the next session. So this is the part where we open up the workshop for you to follow along with us. So if you go to storymap.arcgis.com/stories and log in, it'll take you to a page that looks similar to this. These are story maps I've made in the past, so I have several story maps that I've already made. Yours may not have any at all, or if you've done story maps before, it may have a few. And just like we demoed in the talk, you'll click on New Story, create a new story. And we're going to use that sidecar option. So if you remember those user experiences, this is where you get to choose what user experience you want to use. And I will select sidecar. Depending on the speed of your internet, it may take a few minutes, and we'll get started here. Okay, so I'm going to give a minute or two for everybody to start their story map. And if you're working in Knight's Lab, again, you can still follow along. You won't be able to add a shapefile, but you can start building your story map. And please ask questions. I'm sure if you have a question, somebody else in the room probably has the same questions. All right, so I'm just going to wait till I see somebody raise their hand.
Amanda, do you mean the icon raise your hand or actually raise their hand?
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean the icon, raise your hand, or a thumb up. A thumb up works just some way, so I know that. Okay, we have a few thumbs, so let's go ahead and get started. So enter your title. So what we're going to do, we're all going to build the same map together, and this is going to be a tour of landmarks of Athens, of UGA. Landmarks of UGA. And if you want to add a subtitle or not, you may. I'm just going to write UGA. It automatically fills it in with your name, but you could change that to maybe have a co-author. You can add your co-author's name here. And now we've started. This is our homepage, so you want to make it kind of attractive. If you scroll up here, you could add a cover image and browse your computer. These images are available in that folder, that Google Drive folder. And I've added a couple just interesting images. This world map I thought was, it's a free public domain image, so I'm going to go ahead and add that because it's attractive and it looks nice. Or you may have something that's directly related to UGA. If you have something that you'd like to build, maybe another university, you can go ahead and add that there too. And for my other cover, add media, add image or video, browse your file, and I kind of like this picture of a library. It kind of represents a university, so I'm going to add that, another open source. So there's my cover. There's my attention grabber for the story map. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to give some time. Once I see the first or second thumb up or hand raise, I'm going to move on to the next section. Yes, so we are going to work on the same topic altogether. So if you, let's go ahead and post that Google Drive doc again. Okay. So we're going to post the Google Drive doc, and this is where the data is stored. If you're following along, you can go to this Google Drive and grab the data. Okay. Now if you scroll down here, you've noticed you've made your first frame. And we're going to go ahead and move on to that second frame, which is going to include the bus route. So let's call this bus route. And you can add maybe some text here that talks about it. Here you can actually add some images on your sidecar. And you can change your sidecar to full screen, side by side, minimal. But I'm going to go ahead and keep it with the default. And when you add your media, this is where you could add your image or video, add a map, or embed something else. So I'm going to click Add a Map. Now I've already created a bus route map, so I could actually, if I've created the map in Esri, I could actually click on the bus route and add it directly into the map. Or you could use a new express map. This express map lets you put points on a map directly without creating a map ahead of time. But let's concentrate on how to create a map. You want to go to your Esri account.
Hi Amanda.
Yes.
I am stuck because so you had you put the picture of the library, right, on your home screen?
Yes.
How did you get the new blank template below that to add a map to?
Okay, I will go back one step. So once you've added your home page, as you scroll down, this bottom darker section will appear. And
Okay.
a plus symbol right here.
Gotcha.
So when you click on the plus symbol, it will add a new slide. And you can add as many new slides as you like to a story map. So each slide will start with a basic template that looks like this. And as you build it, as you add more media and maps to it, it'll start to really pop. So I may want to plan ahead of time and add 3 more sections, 3 more slides. Or I might just want to work 1 slide at a time. And as you click through the slides, it'll take you through that story map. And you can actually rotate your slides around. So I will start on the one that says bus route. But as you notice, when I click on add map, I've already created that. So I am going to recreate this bus map route by going to my own story map account, or my own Esri account. And to do that, you want to go to your Esri account. Now, this is not a story map account. This is your main Esri account. If you're with the United System of Georgia, it'll be this link here, just depending on where your home base is for Esri. So when you open your Esri account, this is what mine will look like. Whatever organization or affiliation you're associated with, it'll say it right here. And then you will go to map. Okay, so when you're in your map, you will zoom into the location that you want your screen. So whatever location you zoom into, this will be the full extent of what will be displayed in your story map. So I've zoomed into Athens, and now I want to start by adding data. So that shapefile that says bus routes is what I want to add to this map. So if you've downloaded it, make sure it's downloaded into your computer, and you'll click on add layer from file. Now, something that's a little tricky about Esri is that when you upload a file into Esri online, it should be in the form of a zipped file. So once you've created your shapefile, it's important to zip it, and there is a limitation on how big the file is. But this bus route map is actually right within the limitation, and here is the zipped file of the bus routes. I will open it and import layer. And you could keep the original features or generalize. For the purpose of this one, I am just going to generalize. This will take a couple minutes. And now the bus route has been created. And you have the options to change the colors. I'm just going to do a very simple bus route, just black lines to demonstrate the location of the bus route. And then I am going to save. And you can do a save as. This will save it to your Esri account. I have it saved in my main folder, and I'll give it a title. I'm going to call this bus routes 2. And Esri is really picky about making sure that all your tags are filled in. So I'm going to say bus route as my tag. Summary, Athens bus routes. And this bus route was actually taken from Clark County. So there are links, there are references in the links that are provided if you would like to look up the source and the metadata behind this. I'm going to save it. Okay, this will take a few minutes. So if you're following along, you save your map, and now that it is saved, you can return to your story map. So once you create your map in Esri Online, and you can create any map through Esri, you can change the base map. So for this one, I might not like that base map. I'm going to go ahead and change it to streets. And since I've already saved it as, I'm going to save it again, and it's going to update my map. So anything you update here will reflect in your story map. Bus routes 2. So I'm going to close out of this and try it again. Add media, add map, and there's my bus route 2 map. So now that bus route 2 has been created, I'm going to add that to my story map, and it's going to show up in my map layers. And you can adjust the screen. Maybe I want to zoom in a little bit more. And when you're happy with the way the map looks, you can actually remove layers or add them. So it gives you a little bit of room to play around with the map, and then